And you've been engineering for how long?
I've been engineering maybe 8, 9, 10 years, something like that. That's how I kind of came into the game. Started off engineering. So.
Could you talk a little bit about how you got started?
Yeah. I have a background. I went to performing arts high school, and then I went to Chicago College of Performing Arts, majoring in jazz performance. I played drums and piano. This is like before I even started producing and engineering. So, I played drums, went to college for that, and then my focus kind of switched to the engineering and production side. So I moved down to Atlanta and went to SAE Institute, School of Audio Engineering. And when I was there, like, I realized that most of the kids that was in school, everybody wanted to be a producer. So, I sat back like, okay, well, what's another lane I can do to kind of get in the game? So that's when I really started taking engineering seriously. So from there, I got a couple internships, and from the internships, my first big gig was at Warehouse Studios, working with Kevin Davis. He's mixed Rihanna albums, he mixed all the Neo stuff. So after that, I was Shakespeare's personal engineer. He did like TLC, No Scrubs, Bills, Destiny's Child. So, it was just a process, what I mean.
Do you still do a decent amount of engineering work?
Yeah, I do a lot of engineering. That don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Still engineer, been doing a lot of mix projects, a lot of recording. Shout out to Milk Money. I do a lot of sessions for them. So yeah, still definitely.
Can that sometimes be more profitable than production?
Yeah, it's more consistent. I look at engineering as kind of like my 9-to-5 hustle. You know what I'm saying? So that's like where the bread that I can count on, because with the production and all that stuff, you don't get checks for a year, 4 or 5 months. You never know when the check is coming for that stuff. So engineering kind of keeps me going.
How'd you get a red machine?
Oh, it's just on the new machines, they make like the little covers for it, so you get red, gold, blue, whatever color you want. Just a little faceplate.
How does the new one compare to the old model?
It's dope. They changed just a couple little things, like the transport controls, and you got the colors now, so it makes the workflow a lot simpler. Able to move a lot faster with it.
And how well does it integrate? Looks like you're using Pro Tools.
Yeah, I use Pro Tools mostly for mixing, and I use Logic and Machine for production.
Okay, and what led to that decision to use both workstations?
I just feel like Pro Tools is just built for mixing and recording. I can move a lot faster on it. I engineer professionally, so every studio I go to is Pro Tools. So Pro Tools is kind of the one program that you really have to know. You know what I'm saying, in this game. I have so many plugins now, like I got all the wave stuff and everything now, so I really gravitate towards that stuff. But just for a quick effect, like if I'm in the zone, I definitely use all the Logic stuff, the compressor and the flanges and the phases, all that stuff is dope.
So would you say, like, for an EQ is an EQ? Is there like a better EQ, or is it pretty much just all the same?
Yeah, it's definitely better EQs, like the wave stuff, and it's definitely different stages and levels of EQs, so you know what I mean.
And what about the software synths? Do you use any of those?
Yeah, I use a bunch. I'm a big fan of the Native Instruments stuff, all the new stuff they've been coming out with like the past year or two. It's very realistic sounding, and that really caters to my production style. So I'm a big fan of Native Instruments. Nexus, I use Nexus in almost every beat. That's kind of my go-to plugin just to get ideas out. So those are like my 2 favorite ones right now.
And do you get stuff in the mail? Do you shoot up to Guitar Center? Where are you getting your stuff?
It depends, Guitar Center, online, different friends and people in the industry that I get plugins from, so I get them from all places, you know what I mean? A lot of artists, they kind of know a little bit about that stuff, but not many really know music theory, and are really able to like communicate it, you know what I mean?
Do you think the knowledge of music theory helps you as an engineer?
Yeah, definitely. Just with finding key signature from auto-tune and just being able to keep the session moving. A lot of times it could just be me and the artist really relies on the engineer, you know what I'm saying, to vocal produce them and direct them. Even if you're not there to vocal produce, they're going to ask you questions. Do you like this? What should I do better? So I feel like to be a good engineer, that's a skill that you need to know, just to be able to communicate with artists and, get the best product at the end of the day.
Your kick drums, how often do you stack kicks?
Pretty much I'd probably say about 70-80% of the time. I stack them. I used to stack them a lot back in the day, but now samples have kind of come so far. A lot of the samples you get now have been mastered, and they sound really good. So a lot of the new kicks and stuff, you don't really have to stack. They sound really good out the box.
And where do you go for samples? Can you share that?
Just on the internet. I just Google, type in stuff, just search for sounds, download stuff. It's all type of free sounds. Just download different sample packs and see what's in there. So just Google, really.
It's that easy.
Yeah, it's that easy.
I see you got 2 different sets of monitors. Do you use both of those for different things?
Yeah, I use them to reference mixes. So you always want to hear your mixes on a lot of different speakers. I play them off the computer speakers, headphones. Take them, plug them into the stereo in the other room. Listen to the car. So just for different references.
And why do you think that's important?
It's important because especially with today in the home studios, like rooms are not. This room isn't really acoustically treated like a real studio, so you can get a dope mix wherever you're at, but then you go play it in the car, or you go take it somewhere else, and it sound completely different. So you just want to make sure that your mix is able to translate, wherever people are going to be listening to it.